Okay, so you need to find the angle in a right triangle that isn't the 90, because that one's 90, guys. If that's what you were looking for, mission accomplished. Hey guys, in 5 minutes, I'm gonna explain to you exactly how to find the missing angle in a right triangle using sine, cosine, and tangent inverse. So the basic idea is it has to be a right triangle, and you have to know at least 2 of the sides. Let's say that this one's 3 and this one's 5. You sometimes will just know 2, sometimes you might know all 3. And either way we can do this. Then we need to figure out which angle you're actually trying to find out. Well, let's just say it's this one, and this process I'm going to show you will work no matter what. We're going to label the sides. You're going to use the 2 of the sides to identify whether you should use sine, cosine, or tangent. Then we'll use the inverse trig button on your calculator to get your final answer. Here's how it goes. Step 1 is identify these sides. This problem will have a 90-degree angle in it. Find it. It's created by 2 lines. The other one is the hypotenuse. Step 2, find the angle that you are actually trying to get the value for. It's created by 2 lines. The other one is the side opposite from it. If you've labeled those 2, there's only one side left over, and that's the side that we're going to consider the adjacent side. Okay, that's how you can label the problem correctly every single time. Now, if you know all 3 sides in this problem, then you just need to randomly pick 2 of them. That's it, just randomly pick 2 of them. If you only know 2 of them, like maybe you didn't know that this side was 4, then just pick the 2 sides that you do know, but you have to know 2 of the sides. Let's say that we only know these 2, so we're gonna select these 2. That's the opposite and the hypotenuse. This is going to tell you how to do step 2, which is identify if it's sine, cosine, or tangent. Like I said, if you knew all 3 sides, just pick 2 of them, any 2 of them. Now, you have to either have memorized the SOHCAHTOA or however your teachers had you memorize that. Hey, if you've got an interesting way to memorize that, let me know in the comment sections. There's lots of them. Now, you've got sine, cosine, and tangent. Each of them uses 2 out of the 3 sides in the triangle. Whichever 2 you picked tells you which one to use. Sine uses opposite and hypotenuse, so for us, this is going to be a sine problem. But if you were doing adjacent and hypotenuse, it would have been cosine. If you were doing opposite and adjacent, it would be tangent. Other than it being a different button on your calculator, this can work exactly the same way for all of those. Okay, so how do you actually do this? Well, normally on your calculator, you type in sine of the angle, and it gives you the ratio. Well, this just works backwards. That's what the inverse does. It switches your inputs and outputs. So in this case, you're going to do the inverse version of sine. That's denoted with a little -1 usually, although this could be written as arc sine in some situations, so don't get thrown off by that. Then you type in the ratio, and it's going to equal the angle. That's how this works. So the ratio is opposite over hypotenuse, so all we're going to do is fill in these blanks. So sine inverse, again, it's the same ratio as in your normal formula, but we're going to fill it in with the values from our problem. Good thing we labeled our sides as step 1, because now that's really easy. We've already identified that the opposite is 3 and the hypotenuse is 5, and now it's literally as simple as typing this in your calculator, and it's going to give you the answer. If I type this in my calculator, then I get 36 point, well, I get a whole bunch of decimals, and the problem might tell you how far you want to round. I'm getting about 36.9. I rounded that to the nearest 10th. But you might have been asked to round to a different number of decimal places. All right, guys, that took us, man, less than 4 minutes. And if you want help on finding side lengths in these problems, so using sine, cosine, and tangent to find side lengths, I've got videos for that as well. I've got a 5-minute one that's super fast and a longer one that explains more about how it works. If this video helped you, hit the like button. And if you're interested in more high school math help, hit the subscribe button. All right, have an excellent day.